Before we start today, I have to tell you about State Farm agent Brian McDevitt. A lot of our listeners have gone to him for all their insurance needs, and he's been very helpful in getting them the coverage they deserve. There's no games with Brian. He's just here to help and make sure you feel safe. So if you have insurance needs and you haven't called him yet, what are you waiting for? Dial up the number, 630-796-2662. That's 630-796-2662. Visit him online at ryanismyagent.com. That's ryanismyagent.com. And make sure to mention Sports Talk Chicago. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I want to start today with this. An old coach used to tell me the following about baseball. Good teams find a way to win. There could be adversity, bad performances, injuries, other issues. Doesn't matter. Errors, even. Good teams find a way to overcome and almost will themselves to victory. It's like in the NFL, right? A great quarterback truly needs no help. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. They really didn't need much help to win. Especially Russell Wilson. Rodgers, too. These are guys who put the team on their backs. They will themselves to victory. They want to win so bad that they discount the adversity, the lack of talent around them, and they just win. They just find a way to win. Harder to show in baseball. It's a big team sport. But there is one team right now that's finding a way to win. That's being resilient. That's taking on more and more adversity every day. Not even caring. Not even flinching. And just winning. That's the White Sox. People could say what they want. I had an angry texter tell me, oh, they got swept by the Yankees. The Yankees are bad, so how could you say the Sox are great? Come on. That was one series over a month ago. I'm not going to judge them on a bad 3-game stretch. That'd be stupid. I'm going to read you this tweet from Patrick Nolan, and I'll have you be the judge of this team. White Sox record since losing Eloy Jimenez, 40-24. Record since losing Luis Robert, 25-12. Record since losing Michael Kopech, 12-4. Record since losing Nick Madrigal, 3-0. Resilience. He's right. Resilience. Good teams find a way to win. The Sox are one of those teams, though, that has every excuse in the world to make as to why they wouldn't be winning. Oh, we lost Jimenez. We lost Robert. Kopech. Madrigal. Too many injuries. Bad manager. First year contention. Young squad. But no. They aren't looking for excuses. They aren't looking for sympathy. They're just winning. And they're performing. That is what I love about this team. They have every reason in the world to complain. To say this isn't working. To say we have issues. To hand the season and say, we'll try next year when everyone's healthy. But instead, they've been the best team in baseball. Think about that. How many teams have you seen over the years lose lots of key players and throw the towel? The Bears did it all the time, especially in the 2010s. Other teams, too. Oh, we lost our superstar. This guy's banged up. We'll be sellers at the deadline. We'll look towards next year. Sox could easily do that. Jerry Reinsdorf and company could easily say, not worth it. Wait till next year. But instead, they're going to be aggressive at the trade deadline. They are the best team in baseball, and they have no one playing. They're hurt. They have every excuse in the world to can the season, and they haven't. It would be acceptable if they came out and said, we aren't winning anything. All of our key guys are hurt. Let's look towards next year. Wouldn't be a favorable reaction, but people would understand it. I would. I get it. Why invest resources in a year in which your best players are hurt? Why not wait till next year, have everybody be healthy, then win? So I get it. Believe me. But no, that's not the approach they're taking. They're saying, who cares? Have everybody get hurt. We're still going to win. We're still going to be competitive. We still want a World Series. That is a winning culture. How long has it been since the White Sox had a winning culture in the clubhouse? I'm asking. 15 years? 15 years since a winning culture? Since a never say die attitude? Since they actually cared about winning, really winning, and not playing in second place, or just competing, or rebuilding. They actually want to win. And they have so many reasons to give up, so many reasons to say, we're done. And they're not. Mark Potash from a few days ago. Despite losing Eloy Jimenez, Luis Robert, Michael Kopech, Billy Hamilton, and Nick Madrigal, and 14 sacrifice bunts, the White Sox lead the AL Central by 4.5 games. Despite losing Eloy Jimenez, Luis Robert, Michael Kopech, Billy Hamilton, and Nick Madrigal, they lead the Central by 4.5 games. That's impressive. I've said it many a time on this program, you could be a White Sox hater. You could be the biggest diehard Cubs fan and despise the White Sox, but you have to respect what they put together. That's a fact. How could you not enjoy this? Years upon years of rebuilds, managers going in and out, players, some of which didn't develop, and yet here they stand today, winning. Despite having every excuse in the world not to. Key. That is key. They could easily say, we're throwing away this season. They're not. They're playing harder. They're playing with more of a purpose. They want to win. No compromising. No giving up. They just want to win. How could you not commend that? I mean, it's really impressive. You don't see this happen ever in baseball, really. As I said, football, you have some quarterbacks who will themselves to victory, who never have talent around them, still win. Not in baseball. 10 times harder in baseball to do this. They're doing it. They're losing top prospects. Key cogs in their rebuild. Doesn't matter. Next man up will win. And that's why this team's going to go far. Not just this year and the years to come. They're going to be great. They are great. Here's what I find funny, by the way. Where are the Tony La Russa detractors today? Are you there? Are you watching the video? Are you listening on the radio? What do you have to say for yourself? Because I know this much. Where does this attitude come from? Where does the never say die attitude, the winning culture, where do you think that comes from? Does it emanate from players? Maybe. Who leads the players? Who controls the clubhouse? Who says this is the way it's going to be done? Tony La Russa. It's true. You could have every issue with his off-the-field behavior, with his old-school managing style. Oh, I forgot who to put on second base. He doesn't know the new rules. He's a bum. Wait a minute. That bum is winning the team games. He has changed the culture. This went from a rebuild, an experiment, a new team just about to blossom, to a legitimate contender. Now, you could say some of that goes on the players, sure, for maturing. But some of it goes on the manager for changing the attitude. The White Sox hashtag has changed the game. Well, they've changed the attitude to change their game. That's what they've done. They've changed their attitude to change their game. They went from rebuild Cinderella story last year to we're winning the damn World Series now. And nothing will stop us. So what if Eloy is hurt, or Luis Robert, or Kopech, Madrigal? Who cares? Next man up. Let's play. There are no excuses. There's no lamenting. There's no cries for sympathy. It's just, we're going to win no matter what the cost. That's why this team is great. That's why they're going to win a lot of games and probably go deep in the playoffs. And I know you may not like La Russa, but credit where credit is due. He changed the culture. And even though his style may be old, outdated to some, players respect him. They know how great he is. So they listen to him. They believe what he says. And that trust between a manager and his players, that's going to win you games. I like Rick Renteria, don't get me wrong. But do you think they trusted him when he started a bullpen guy in an elimination game in the playoffs? No. Nope. You lost all trust by pulling that move. Tell me I'm wrong. And that's your issue. Renteria was a good manager, but there was no winning culture, no trust, because he didn't have the experience. La Russa does. This team is so talented. By far the most talented team in baseball. That's not even a question. And they stand to go very far this year. You really have to understand how rare this is. Think about in the past years, how many teams have said, we're going to contend this year. They have so many injuries, and they just bow out. They're done. Got nothing. Move on. Well, I guess this isn't our year. Even think about the Bulls, right? Derrick Rose gets hurt. The Bulls go from number 1 seed to still rebuilding. Great teams, great organizations. overcome an injury or two. Sox have 4 or 5 serious ones. They don't care. Doesn't matter. Doesn't faze them. They just keep playing and winning. Remember the Bears? They had Brandon Marshall, Martellus Bennett, Kyle Long. All those guys hurt. Jay Cutler got hurt. And the Bears gave up on that season. Started 7-3 and they finished 500. Below 500. They gave up. Too many injuries. They thought there's no way we'll overcome this. And they gave up. Great franchises, great teams don't. What did I say to open up the program? Great teams always find a way to win. There could be adversity, injuries, problems off the field, on the field, errors, walks. Doesn't matter. The best teams find a way to win. They will themselves to victory. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. They will themselves to victory, even without lots of talent. There are very few quarterbacks in the NFL who could just win on their own. And in baseball, there are very few teams that could just win without adversity. The White Sox are number 1 on that list. That's why Sox fans should be very confident. There's no need to be fazed by injuries. When these guys heal and they come back, great. That makes your team even better. Until then, though, you're winning without them. So imagine what happens if, come the playoffs, for example, you get some of these guys back. Loy, Luis Robert, maybe Madrigal, maybe. Imagine how deep your roster will be. Look at how deep the roster is today. The fact that you're still winning and you're still on this pace with all these injuries tells me they're going to go very far in the postseason. It's actually going to be a pain for Russa to construct his postseason roster. There will be good players left off. And that's just how it works. That's amazing. I'd rather be able to fill out my roster to the point where I'm leaving off people who are great, rather than saying, I really don't know who to put on here. That's how great this team is. And everybody has to start realizing that. Look, we have to get over the Tony La Russa drama. It's over now. Everybody tried to stir it up at the beginning of the year. Oh, they're 8-9. Oh, I forgot who to put on second. Oh, I didn't stick up for Mercedes. It's over. It's over. That storyline and that headline is so old. Just outdated and just wrong. It means nothing. It'd be different if the White Sox suffered. And I said that many a time. If the White Sox became a 500 team after the Yermin Mercedes incident, I'd say, yep, La Russa's the problem, fire him. It didn't faze anybody. Didn't faze anybody. This is media hype. And what did I say before? The media is going to be the biggest problem for this team. They're always finding ways to undermine what Tony La Russa's done. No need to do that. No need to cause drama that really isn't there. Remember when everybody said, this is going to hurt the team? He lost the clubhouse? No, he didn't. He didn't lose the clubhouse. They're still winning. Despite serious injuries on top of it. If he lost the clubhouse, they'd be in complete disarray. They'd be 500. The injuries would get to them. And there'd be an issue. Keep that in mind. We have to think about this stuff. If I were you, if you're a Sox fan, just a baseball fan, do not concern yourself with the Tony La Russa story. It's over. You may hear other outlets still talk about it. I know some who are very vocal about it still, and it's June. That is old. I know many of you got tired of me talking about Mitch Trubisky, right? That was old. It did get old, sure. The end of the year, it got old. This is old too. The whole Tony La Russa sucks, horrible manager, never should have gotten hired. Look, you can't change it. They're winning. It's November. They hired him back in November. They're still winning. So there's nothing you could do to change this. Why not hop on now before it's too late? Because day in and day out, the more and more you resist this, the worse you look. They're not going to be losing anytime soon. Despite injuries, they aren't losing. New manager, not losing. Young team, not losing. So if I were you, I'd recognize that and stop being infatuated with a small storyline that means nothing. This is a great team. This is the most resilient team in baseball. Most talented, most resilient, most win ready. Win now. They're ready to win. Just wait come October. If they're winning now with all these injuries, that proves their roster is very deep. It proves that in a 7-game series, they'll have enough of everything to get by. Baseball Reference says today, a 17% chance to win the World Series, the White Sox. Believe it. Believe it. It's coming. And the more and more they neglect these injuries, they neglect media pressure, they neglect the talking, and just play, the more wins they're going to have. More to come here on Sports Talk Chicago. My interview with Dave Parker comes up next, so stay tuned.